Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my first time ever breaking open this book. That's right, I have never played Traveler before, let alone the Mongoose version, let alone the update for 2022. Haven't done it, but we're going to do it today. I took a glance. I cheated, I know. I took a glance at character creation and that's going to be a ride. But right now, we're just going to do the introduction. What is Traveler and how does it work? Let's find out.
We welcome all people, regardless of background, belief, or identity, to play tabletop role-playing games. Let's engage our imaginations, pull a veil over reality, and immerse ourselves in fantastic worlds. Don't be a disruption at the table, and always remember, it's just a game. The charity we support is the Wounded Warrior Project, a national, nonpartisan organization whose mission is to honor and empower wounded warriors. Please refer to the description below for the link to where you can make your, hopefully, tax-deductible donation. Join us Thursday and Saturday evenings on twitch.tv/Legion of Myth to watch Heathen Dog and his team of dirty casuals play multiplayer games for your mockery and enjoyment. Here on our YouTube channel, you can watch these game-related segments live every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time, or check out the Friday night stream where our panel of guests opine, comment, and editorialize on the TTRPG hobby as a whole. Please leave us a comment with your thoughts and experiences. If you enjoy our gaming content, please be sure to subscribe to Legion of Myth. So 2 things real quickly before we get started. Number 1, Windows 98 upgrade. Windows 2000, baby, that's right. And
Windows
secondly,
NT rules.
Oh, and for the people who don't like that long, the music in the background, you blame Sean Orton Robertson from Palladium Books for that.
Yeah.
Why? Don't
ask why. Just go ahead and blame. Just go ahead and do it. It's fine.
All right, what do you got for Traveler? Introduce us to Traveler. Now, I've had people, as you know, tell me they want me to cover Classic Traveler, and I want to do that at some point in the future, but guess what? What is the game that's currently available right now? Well, this isn't just Traveler. This is the 2022 update. Explain it to us, Heathen Dog.
Well, let's go ahead and try and do that. All right, like I said, I have no idea what I'm in for, so we are going to have fun together. Introduction, there we go. Let's do it. Traveler is a science fiction role-playing game of the far future. A multitude of universes await players, and you will find Traveler is capable of handling almost any kind of science fiction setting, from highly intricate cyberpunk worlds to campaigns spanning entire galaxies where mighty empires clash and suns explode. Well, that sounds pretty good so far. If you have a favorite science fiction film or TV show, Traveler will be able to replicate it for you, bringing your best-loved futuristic moments to your tabletop. That's big. Okay. Then we start with charted space. Let's see what that means. While Traveler is intended to be used for any science fiction setting its players devise, the longest-running commercially available universe, indeed one of the oldest role-playing game settings of all, is charted space. Humanity has gone to the stars and found them crowded with other forms of life and other sentient species, and science and technology have advanced vastly over the present day. But the essential nature of humanity is unchanged. Life continues as it does now, only spread out over a sea of stars. A mighty imperium unites thousands of worlds under a single rule, but it is beset by enemies both internal and external. So, more things change, more they stay the same. Got it. The imperium.
So I hope, I know you haven't read the book.
No.
So what I hope that comes out of this is I hope that there's a good, so Stars Without Number, for example, has a fairly robust, if it could be bigger, but look, that book's already big enough as it is, right?
Yeah.
But it has a fairly robust system creation section. So I hope that Traveler comes with something like, I got this idea for a space opera. I got this idea for a hard sci-fi. I got this idea. So I hope it comes with the tools that allows you to build that. So I don't just have to come out of it with my imagination off the top and then try to figure out how to ham fist it in the game. I hope the game has tools to make my vision become a reality.
That would be great. And we're going to find out together. That's the exciting
About
part.
6 weeks.
In about 6 weeks, yeah. The Imperium commands the space between the stars, ensuring that civilization endures and trade continues. Megacorporations and feudal lords conduct the bulk of this trade, but there will always be a place for the free trader. Hardy travelers and adventurers in the fringes of charted space, dealing in strange goods and smuggled cargoes, doing whatever they can to make a credit. While Traveler can be used to model almost any science fiction novel, movie, or setting, the traditional setting for adventures is the third Empyrean of humanity. Humanity. That's you want to mess around, you win stupid prizes. You won the pronunciation of humanity. The third great empire to stretch across the stars. In the charted space universe, players take on the roles of tramp traders and mercenaries, wandering the galaxy in search of profit and adventure.
When you read that, I could not help but hear the Christopher Eccleston Doctor Who third great and bountiful human empire, whatever that was.
That's right. Yes. That's a good one. I didn't even think of that. Players and travelers. Most participants in a Traveler game will be players. Duh. Usually each player generates a character using the Traveler creation rules. And we're going to get into some of that today, but my God. That character becomes the player's avatar in a game world and is called a Traveler. These Travelers are the central protagonists of the game, and scenarios revolve around their adventures and actions. Okay, normal players. Throughout this rulebook, the terms player and Traveler are synonymous. The term character is used to describe those in-game controlled by the referee rather than the players. Oh, okay. All right. Good to know. What are often called non-player characters. However, rules that apply to travelers are usually applicable to characters and vice versa. Okay. The referee. One of the participants is the referee, who describes the world around the travelers, presents them with challenges and dangers, and takes on the role of supporting cast and antagonists. The referee creates the basic outline of the adventures, and the travelers encounter and resolve the results of their actions using the rules in this book as a guideline. Okay, that's fine. I would rather have more about the referee's powers, but maybe it's in this blue zone here. Traveler Rule 0. Here we go. Many role-playing games have a Rule 0, which marks out a referee's fiat, the notion that the referee is free to ignore or change any rule to fit it with their campaign. This is true of Traveler as well, but, okay, anytime a game or any person says something you like and then puts a but in there, it usually means that everything that came before the but you could ignore because they don't really mean it. Let's find out if that's true. But it is worth making a special note about this game. Here we go. Traveler comprises several mini games, such as world creation, trade, and character creation, and allows much of the game to run on autopilot. In many circumstances, the referee is able to make a few rolls on a table and generate characters, battles, even a sizable part of the known universe. This is a great news for the busy referee, who can then concentrate on the adventure. However, while these tools are in place, the referee should never feel bound by them and has the latitude to ignore any generated results in preference to their own creations. What? Why'd you even need that? If you eliminated the but in that first sentence, you don't need that whole paragraph.
Right?
I don't get it. Rule 0 is this. The rules in this book, indeed in every Traveler book, provide merely a framework. If any rules conflict with the referee's vision of the universe, even if that universe is the official charted space setting, then they must give way and be altered to fit. Why even have the first two paragraphs? That last one fixed everything. It said everything you wanted to say, and you had to spend less money to do
Look,
it.
man, they didn't have a good artist to make a small box picture, so they had to stretch it out a little more.
All right, whatever.
By the way, a formatting issue of this book already makes me not want to ever read it. Well, anybody who's watched the show knows one of the issues, but they're Brits. Get over that. Justify! If you do two column, you justify!
Yeah, I see that.
As somebody who does layout and design, I would never let this get past my QC.
There you go. Adventures and campaigns. Let's find this out. In an adventure, the travelers embark on a journey or scenario overseen by the referee. The referee determines what dangers the travelers will face, from hostile aliens and criminals to solar flares and automated defense systems, or even a political intrigue and deception. The travelers decide how they will react and overcome these obstacles. For example, the travelers may be hired to bring a cargo from one world to another, but a rival merchant is trying to stop them and has hired a band of mercenaries to attack the traveler's ship en route. The travelers have to get the cargo through safely. Okay, that's an easy adventure right there. That's a good one. An adventure can be a one-off game, using travelers created by the referee specifically for that game and discarded afterward, or it can be part of a campaign. An adventure makes one or more game sessions to complete. Okay, so there you go. I mean, this game works really well, according to the writers, for convention-style gaming. where you have 4 to 6 hours. You play one adventure beginning to end. It's a beautiful little X-Files episode, beginning, middle, end. Everything's tied in a bow, and there's your fun time. Or you can have an entire campaign spanning months, maybe years, of the intrepid travelers getting better and better at what they do, getting more money, getting more fame, all that stuff. You can have that too. That's good. Campaign is a series of adventures, charting a continuing escapades. That's basically what I just said. Okay, campaign ideas. These are few common types of campaigns that are often used in Travelers.
By the way,
campaign.
before he goes on here, I've just read all the bold text here. You'll pretty much find this blurb in every science fiction game written. This was in Coriolis. I think it was in Alien.
Right.
It's in Stars Without Number. It's in like these things, because they're common themes that you'll find if you watch sci-fi or read sci-fi.
That's true. Trader campaign, where the travelers are a crew-free trader merchant vessel taking cargoes they can get to their spacecraft, flying in one piece. Okay, yeah.
That's
All
actually
right.
my favorite type. Sure. I know that might sound weird. It isn't because I want to become rich and famous to take over the universe. I find that the characters in the trader campaign tend to be a little bit more balanced. You'll have one guy who's, focuses on fighting in case somebody tries to pirate your ship. You're going to have somebody who's a good pilot. You're going to have somebody who's good science. You have somebody who can negotiate well. I've just found in my experience that it's the best balanced party. And then you can really do a lot. Because if everybody's just military, well, what happens if you have to do the thinky thinks?
You're not paid to think you think.
Right.
Anyway, the trader campaign can really easily fall into, let me see a contemporary example of a Firefly campaign. Easily fall into something like that. The military campaign. The travelers are all members of a military unit, usually veterans of similar careers participating in wars, skirmishes, and other military activities. Inspiration come from the Honor Harrington novels, the films Aliens, or Starship Troopers, the book, animated series, or film. That's fair enough. I can get with that. The Explorer campaign. In a campaign of this type, the travelers can go beyond the borders of the charted space, looking for objects, planets, and civilizations of value or curiosity. The travelers will have to be highly self-sufficient to survive on their own for long distances. For inspiration, look no further than the original series of Star Trek. Fair enough. The Traveler campaign. Okay, here we go. The traditional Traveler campaign features a little of everything. The travelers will go from exploring abandoned alien ziggurats to rescuing missing pets to taking on local crime lord in a protracted gang war. Inspiration come from anywhere. Specialized types of campaign are detailed in 2 expansions, Mercenary and Element class cruisers. Mercenary shows travelers how to recruit, run, and fight with a dedicated military unit, allowing them to make their fortune with a platoon or company of soldiers. Meanwhile, Element class cruisers includes the naval campaign sourcebook, which provides everything needed to run a bridge crew style of campaign, where the travelers will be the senior officers on a mighty capital ship.
Okay. You know what's funny about this? So the Traveler campaign is the combination of the other 3 above. Get that shit out of the book.
Further reading. Okay. Throughout this book, mention is made of other titles available in the Traveler series because they want to, make money. Each of these books concentrates on a particular aspect of Traveler, allowing you to expand your game into new realms of play. However, none are vital or necessary to the game and are presented only for your continued enjoyment. You can explore a huge portion of the galaxy with the Traveler core rulebook alone, which is good because I hate it when books require other books. Suck it.
I like source books, don't get me wrong, but like Heathen Dog said, don't require it.
Yeah. Okay. Vehicle Handbook, Robot Handbook, Pirates of Drinax, High Guard, Traveler Companion, Third Imperium, Behind the Claw, Central Supply Catalog. All this stuff is not necessary, but can add a lot of depth.
Go to the next one. Go to the next one at the top of the page.
Vehicle Handbook?
Oh, no, the one below. Sorry. Robot Handbook. Yeah, baby.
Oh, Robot Handbook. Come on, man. All right. Game conventions. Okay. What are the dice and what do they do? Basically this. People usually 1D, 2D. All right. To avoid writing roll 2 6-sided die and add them together over and over again, you have 1 die, 2 die, 3 die, 4 die. And after the D is going to be the amount of faces or the amount of results that die can produce. So if it's a 1d4, that's 1 roll on a d4 die. 4d4 is 4 rolls on a d4 die. Like that. Okay, great. 2d plus 3, 3d minus 2. In addition to In addition or subtraction appears after the normal die, that simply means add or subtract the number shown to the total rolled. That means, say, 2d4 plus 3. You roll 2d4, and let's say you get 4. That means you add 3 to the result, which 4 plus 3 is 7. And of course, the opposite for a negative. You take it away. D3. Occasionally, you may see a reference to D3. This means we treat the die as if it only had 3 sides each. So that means if you're rolling a D6, 1 and 2 is 1, 3 and 4 is 2, 5 and 6 is 3. And Bob's your uncle. Do you need special dice? No, you don't. Good. If I go to the next page and there's like a D17, I'm going to be pissed off.
Oh, dude, got my handy D7 right here. I'm ready to go.
Son of D66. This is shorthand for special. Okay, 2D6. All right, that you're still using normal dice. That's fine. That's fine. To determine if a traveler succeeds or fails at a particular task, you must make a roll. A roll is always done by rolling 2D and adding any appropriate die modifiers. If the total is equal to or greater than the target number for that roll, you succeed. The target number for a roll will always be listed in the description. For example, you may be asked to roll for a strength 10 plus. That means you have to get a 10 or more to succeed on your roll. Excellent work. I love it. Checks. A check is exactly the same as a roll, but with the dice modifier will always be a characteristic or skill. Thus, you'll be asked for characteristic check or skill check. For most characteristic or skill checks, you will need to get an 8 or more after all die modifiers have been applied in order to succeed.
You ready for super chat?
Go for it.
$5. Thank you for the $5. Weird Guy says epic space travel, ancient aliens, all great. But we really need to know, is traveler spelled with 1 L or 2? Damn you, British. I get that spell corrector hits me every single time I type in traveler from this game. But I just want to say, put out there, because I'll get poo-pooed on this when I change words in the book to actually be appropriate English and not what activist writers write. Did you notice that Heathen Dog was doing that?
Doing what, where?
Because not only British, but if anybody knows me, knows that I really don't like Mongoose because of the information they put in the Paranoia Red Clearance Edition book. Heathen Dog converted every single dice, the word dice, into die, like a real man. Because one is a die, not a dice.
Yeah, it's like saying mouse and meese. Saying mice
pieces
for
to
one.
Pieces.
Yeah, Mises and pieces. I mean, man, Southern women do that all the time. I don't know why, but they actually say Mises. And it hurts me just the same way.
Yeah. Well, but to be fair, the British do use singular dice, but that is a British thing.
Yes, it's a British thing, not an actual human thing. Remember that. All right, natural 2, natural 12. Remember, we're rolling 2d6 most of the time, so boxcars and snake eyes is going to be a thing. Let's see what it does. Some rolls refer to a natural number. This is the actual number rolled on the dice before any modifiers are applied. Fair enough. Dice modifier, a number applied to the die roll before it is used. Die modifiers are usually followed by a sign, which indicates the number is to be added or subtracted from the roll. For example, DM minus 2 indicates that 2 is to be subtracted from the roll. DM plus 4 indicates that 4 is to be added to the roll. Okay. Rounding, unless otherwise stated, whenever you are asked to divide in Traveler, always round down. That's important. That becomes more important so many times than you think it would be, but it is. Tech levels. Here we go. The concept of tech levels, or TL, runs through Traveler in most of its universes. Tech levels measure the scientific capacity of a world and the complexity and effectiveness of a piece of equipment. The tech level scale starts at 0. In the chart-based universe, the most advanced scientists are probing the upper boundaries of TL 15, but most core worlds range between 10 and 13. Out on the fringes of the Imperium in sectors like the Spinward Marches or the Trojan Reach, tech levels vary wildly. Isolated systems visit only once or twice a generation might have slipped back into the darkness, losing technology to war or disaster. On other worlds, secret research bases, isolationist colonies, or relics of the ancients hold scientific secrets of vast worth. And then it goes on to explain what all the TLs do. TL 0 is sticks and rocks, people. I mean, you'd be lucky to have a wheel at this point. Good job. And what is a current human. Looks like TL6 brings the development of fission power and more advanced computing. Advances in materials technology and rocketry bring about the dawn of the space age. Maybe we're 7. A pre-stellar society can reach orbit reliably and has telecommunications satellites. Okay, so far so good. Computers and integrated circuits become ubiquitous. Okay. At the time of writing, Earth is currently somewhere between 7 and 8. Okay. Yeah, Elon Musk is trying to go for 8, but right now we're at 7. Copy that. And what is this 15 that they talk about? Highest level. Black globe generators suggest a new direction for defensive technologies. Don't know what that is, but we might find out later. While the development of synthetic anagathics, I don't know what that is. What is that?
Neither do I. I'm not gonna lie. They found a word I don't know.
Means the human lifespan is now vastly increased. Ana means against gathics. I don't know what that is, but if you're talking about lifespan, anti-aging, I imagine.
I only live 1,000 years. What's wrong with this technology?
Okay. Higher tech levels exist and may appear in other universes or be discovered by pioneering scientists within charted space. Okay, basically they're leaving open for future stuff. And here we go. Who's going to win? I'm pretty sure that that little really, really, really small musket is not going to break that most likely high-tech polymer glass.
I don't know, that is pretty close, and a musket does spit out a lot of heat because of wasted energy. It might melt that glass and then allow the... I doubt it too. I mean, I'm not going to throw money on it, but no. I at the same time, if it happened, I'd be like, oh, okay.
If I had to bet money on survivability, the guy in the helmet's got my money.
Yes.
Yeah. And that is it. That is all for...
So what did we learn? Since they can't see your face on this, what did we learn in this introduction?
Well, we learned what they call dice is die, which is stupid. We also learned that the main die you're going to roll in this game is a D6. And we know that we now are looking for threshold target numbers. 8 plus, 10 plus, 12 plus. That means you have to be equal to or higher than the target number to succeed. Now, we don't know what failure is or what it does. We will probably find that out later when we get in past the character creation into the actual mechanics of the game. And we also know that natural low and natural high is going to be significant. They didn't explain it, but they had to explain the concept of rolling 2 1s and rolling 2 6s. So that's probably going to be some kind of fumble and critical success, probably down the line.
Ready for some chat?
I'm ready for some chat.
Okay. So Mercurius says, Space Above and Beyond. Hell yeah, you can do Space Above and Beyond with this. And I encourage you to do so. That was such an underrated show, man.
I know, right?
Love that show. Elle's like, respect my humanity.
Oh God, it's Carmen. I didn't even put it together. Oh man. Oh, now I can't unsee that. God damn it, Elle.
And then we have 3 in a row. Yeah, 3 in a row from Violence Solves Everything. Yeah, he says, how many weeks is he not going to spend on this?
All of them.
All of the weeks.
All of the weeks.
The rest of 2024 is trapped. No, I don't. We'll see. Again, he hasn't read the book. So, like, when I do the deep dives, even if I haven't read the book, I've gone through it, so I have an understanding what's going on, if not all the nuances. Heathen Dog's going in this even more blind than me with some of those games. He's just like, okay, I got the book. Let's see what it says, which is cool.
I'm only looking at amount of pages and the density of text within those pages to try and find out how long it's going to be. And I'm telling you right now, character creation is dense and long. So
it won't be finished this week.
No, buckle up, people. It's going to be a ride. What else we got?
All right. So the next one we have on here is Fine Solves Everything Again. It says first edition was a nice slim book that was to the point. He was typing on Rumble saying that each version, so first edition was slim, second edition got fatter, and now this 2022 update has got so much wasted text in there. So
awesome.
Yeah. So you're going to be reading a lot of bloat, apparently.
Great. Oh, just like that little the blue box we read earlier.
Yeah.
3 paragraphs when you could have done 1.
Then the last one that I started was like, if there's no number after the D, you roll in D6. Kind of like the old West End game Star Wars. So if it just says roll 3D, you roll in 3D6.
D6, yes. I got from that introduction that the D6 is going to be the most important die. I got that. So
and it's like BattleTech, man. I mean, roll 2d6, see what happens. So I'm okay with that. I like the bell curve-ish. Now, personally, my preference would be 3d6 over 2d6, but that's just a personal preference. I am ecstatic that it's 2d6 and not a d12 or 3d6, not a d20. I absolutely prefer the bell curve concept. So, all right. So, what are you going to talk about next?
Next is going to be character creation, and by God, it's going to be at least 4 segments. So we're in this for the long haul, people. And Max, get your dice ready.
I've got my D100. I've got my D60. I'm ready to go.
All right, then that's what we're gonna do right now.
Jeez, the D100 just tried to attack me.
That's what they do, man. They hate you.